Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering. Today we are going to solve the problem based on bending stresses in beams. Learning outcomes. At the end of this session, the students will be able to determine the bending stresses and its distribution along the depth of the T section beam. So, let us have one example. A T-shaped beam with flange and web of 150 mm by 50 mm. If it is used as simply supported beam of span 8 meter, the beam carries uniform distributed load of 1.5 kN per meter on entire span. Determine maximum compressive and tensile stress and draw its distribution diagram. So, this is T-shaped beam having flange 150 mm by 50 mm and web 150 mm by 50 mm. So, this is a T-shaped beam. This T-shaped beam is used as simply supported beam of span 8 meter, and this particular beam carries uniform distributed load over its entire length, where the rate of load is 1.5 kilonewton per meter. Now, as we know, for simply supported beam carries uniform distributed load over its entire length, the maximum bending moment for this beam is given by WL square upon 8, where W is the weight of load, which is 1.5 kilonewton meter. Length of the beam is 8 meter, so 8 square divided by 8. Therefore, maximum bending moment for this particular loading will be 12 kilonewton meter. So, this you can convert into Newton mm. So, 12 into 10 raised to 6 Newton mm. This is your maximum bending moment. Okay. Now, in order to determine the maximum compressive and tensile bending stress, as this particular section is not symmetrical about the centroidal axis or about the neutral axis, first of all we have to determine its position of CG or position of neutral axis. Therefore, we will divide this particular T section into two parts. The section part first is the web portion and part 2 is the flange section. So, in order to find out the position of neutral axis, we will take reference as the bottom face. So, taking reference as a bottom face, y bar will be equal to A1 y1 plus A2 y2 divided by A1 plus A2, where A1 is the area of this web portion, y1 is the distance of the CG of this portion 1 from the bottom edge. Similarly, A2 is the area of this flange and y2 is the distance of the CG of this flange from the bottom edge. So, A1 is the area of this web. So, as it is a rectangular strip, the area will be 150 by 50 and y bar is the distance of the CG from this reference XX. So, the depth of the web is 150. So, its CG will lie at half of 150 from the bottom edge, plus area of flange, that is 150 by 50, and its CG from the bottom edge will be at a distance 150 plus 50 by 2 divided by area A1 A2. So A1 is 150 by 50 and A2 is also 150 by 50. So this, by doing the calculation, you will get y bar will be equal to 125 mm from the bottom edge. So here the neutral axis will lie at a distance of 125 mm from the bottom edge, and similarly from the top edge you can calculate the position of the neutral axis, that is total depth is 200 minus this 125, you will get the position of the neutral axis from the top edge, that is 75 mm. Okay. And now after calculating the position of the neutral axis, we have to calculate the moment of inertia of this particular T section about the neutral axis. So as the section is not symmetrical about the neutral axis, the moment of inertia I will be equal to I1 plus I2, where I1 is the moment of inertia of wave about the neutral axis, which is equal to moment of inertia of wave about its own CG plus A1 into H1 square. So moment of inertia of this particular wave about its own CG, that will be B1 D1 cube divided by 12 plus its area into H1 square. Now what is H1? H1 is nothing but it is the distance between the CG of wave and the neutral axis. So as the depth of the wave is 150 mm, the CG of the wave will lie at 75 mm from the bottom edge. Okay, and the distance between the neutral axis and the CG of the wave, that is nothing but your H1. So we can put the value of this. So width is 50 into its depth 150 cube divided by 12 plus its area 50 into 150 and H1 square. H1, that is calculated by deducting this 75 from 125. So 125 minus 75 bracket square. So this will be the moment of inertia of the wave about the neutral axis. Similarly, we can calculate the moment of inertia of this top flange about the neutral axis. So that is I2. So moment of inertia of flange about the neutral axis is also equal to moment of inertia of flange about its own CG plus A2 H2 square. Now the CG of the top flange, it will lie at half of its depth. Okay, so this is the CG of the flange, which will lie at half of its own depth. And now H2 means the distance between the CG of the flange and the neutral axis. So this is my distance H2. Okay, so moment of inertia of the flange about its own CG, as this is a rectangle strip, the moment of inertia will be B2 D2 cube divided by 12 plus A2 into H2 square. Therefore B2 will be equal to 150 into 50 cube divided by 12 plus 150 into 50, H2 will be 75 minus 25 bracket square. So if you add the moment of inertia I1 and I2, you will get the total moment of inertia as 5.312 into 10 raised to 7 mm raised to 4. So this is total moment of inertia about the neutral axis. Now, as we know the bending equation, m by I is equal to sigma by y. So you have calculated the maximum bending moment, you know the moment of inertia, you know the distance of the topmost layer and bottommost layer. So from this equation we can calculate the maximum compressive bending stress and maximum tensile bending stress. So this equation you can further write as m by I is equal to sigma c max divided by y max. So moment of inertia 12 into 10 raised to 6 divided by moment of inertia 5.132 into 10 raised to 7 is equal to sigma c, which is unknown, divided by y max. Now as the bending moment is sagging, the layers which are above the neutral axis, they are subjected to compressive stresses. So in this case y max will be 75. So you put the value and calculate maximum compressive stress. So that maximum compressive stress will be 16.96 Newton per mm square. Similarly, you can calculate the maximum tensile stress by using the bending equation m by I is equal to sigma t max divided by y max. Now as we know, the maximum tensile stress will occur at the bottom layer. Therefore, putting the value of bending moment 12 into 10 raised to 6 divided by 5.312 into 10 raised to 6 10 raised to 7 is equal to sigma t max divided by 125, this distance, and therefore sigma t max will be equal to, that particular answer will be 28.23 Newton per mm square. Now once you calculate that, you will be able to draw the bending stress distribution diagram along the depth of the section. So at the top, maximum compressive stress is 16.96. So it will vary according to the linear law. So 16.96. It goes on decreasing to 0 at the neutral axis, and from the neutral axis it goes on increasing, and at the bottom the tensile stress is maximum and its magnitude is 28.23 Newton per mm square. So references are Dr. R.K. Bansal, Strength of Material, and S.S. Bhavi Katti, Strength of Materials. Thank you.